lose your luck, your streak is gonna end. You've been all bark, nobody, it's time to just pretend. The crowd is getting loud, they're chanting for the win. Jeremy's got the swagger and it's getting under your skin. Go Jeremy, go! They're cheering your name. The fire in your eyes, driving Deuce insane. He can match your style, he can't play your game. Go Jeremy, go! They're cheering your name. Your hashtags can't help you when the pressure's on the rise. Jeremy's on the rise, he's soaring to the skies. You thought you built an army, but it's falling all apart. His music's got the rhythm that's breaking every heart. Go Jeremy, go! They're cheering your name. The fire in your eyes, driving Deuce insane. He can't match your style, he can't play your game. Go Jeremy, go! They're cheering your name. The stage is set for glory, the winner will be crowned. And when the dust is settled, Deuce is nowhere to be found. Jeremy's holding high the trophy of the night. The fans are all united in his blazing light. Everybody yours will look and crown your do. The Willy one with Prussian. The Willy will be crowd. 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 Though Jeremy go. The cheering your name. The fire in your eyes. Driving Deuce insane. He can't play your game. Go Jeremy go. They're cheering your name. This music's got the rhythm that's breaking every heart. That's breaking every heart. The stage is set for glory, the winner will be crowned. And when the dust is settled, Deuce is nowhere to be found. Jeremy's holding high, the trophy of the night. The fans are all united in his blazing lights. Go!
Hi, Koopy. Welcome back. Coop. Hi,
I'm here.
chat.
I'm here.
Oh boy, this is a good one. It's juicy. Have you read any of it?
Yeah, I read the first page.
Oh, the
He's
motion itself.
basically doing exactly what he warned the fucker he was going to do.
Oh no. The motion itself isn't the juicy part. It's what comes behind the motions that are juicy.
But this man is deliberately showing complete disrespect for Randy. Okay, Randy has done nothing to that guy. Nothing.
Oh, oh. He calls Randy a scumbag in a professional email.
Exactly. Exactly.
Hi, chat. It seems like we just seen some of you guys. What, baby boy?
At the very least,
Just run him a warm bath, baby.
the judge is going to chastise the shit out of Bubbles. At the very least.
Hi, Fly, Blue, Bearded Man Steve. Sorry, I'm doing mom stuff and talking to you and reading the chat. Can you help me, please? Without attitude. Miss Bailey's pushing for an attitude adjustment today.
I read some of it. I didn't read all of it.
Wait a second. My stuff's all mixed up now. There it is. I got to make sure there's nothing on. Is there anything I need to redact, or is it all gravy? It looks like Shochet did the redacting for us. Yeah, it looks as though Shochet did the redaction for us. Heck yeah.
This is public documents anyway. You don't have to redact shit.
No, but I prefer to.
I understand the
Unlike
reasoning
the
behind
head
it,
flea.
but if there's something that just accidentally gets put in there, it's already a public document, so it's not like you're doxing anybody.
That's true. Hi, Wednesday. Daniel. Timothy's supposed to be on break.
You know how many thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people would get in trouble for reading court documents that are public if there was some kind of way of saying they were doxing people? Bullshit.
That's true.
Miss Yoda, this shit tastes like crap.
You got apple cider vinegar, huh? No,
And lemon
stop.
juice and water. Tastes
Ew.
like shit, but if it's gonna break this stuff up, I will take it. It is nasty.
Hang on a second.
Johnny D, what's happening? Oh, we got Cynthia, Miss Karen's, Lady Jen, Wednesday, there she is. Miss Susan, what's happening, girl? Ooh, there's Miss Tammy and Mercedes. Oh, lordy, lordy, there's Daniel. Mr. Paul's here. Yeah, buddy, yeah, buddy. Rick's here. Howdy, howdy, Rick. Hey, you guys, before Georgie gets back, go ahead and take a minute and hit that like button on both streams, please, on Horrors and Mine.
Did you just call me a whore?
Oh, I said on hers.
You said whores.
Clean your ears out, woman.
I'm back on hearing on whores and mine.
Oh, okay. You keep dreaming.
What frog? There's a frog in the background.
No, it's my flipping Blue, and Tickles is getting a little antsy. Tickles decided to come in here with Dad, and Blue is in there. Make sure, if you are not subscribed to both channels, Georgie's and mine, please hit that subscribe button.
The mods will put links on both sides for each channel.
I know.
See, even Cynthia said you said whores.
Clean your ears out.
No, that southern slur, it just sounded like you said whores. See, I'm not the only one.
Georgie and I do the same show together every day, okay? She streams on her channel, I stream on mine. That way she gets watch hours, I get watch hours. But we are the same show. It's not the Georgie show and it's not the Coop show. It is the Georgie and Coop show.
We
So
are a
please,
team, and we have been a team since my birthday.
if you do not mind, hit the subscribe button on both sides of the aisle.
Hi, Rickles. Rickles is picking on you.
I can't see. Oh, this shit's nasty.
He's trying to choke down apple cider vinegar and lemon juice. Jeff Grady said, I'm redneck, and thought he said that. What had happened was he was putting yours and hers together, and we got whores. Yeah, Kevin, that's because this morning, remember how I said I set up a stream for just in case, and I set the time for way out because I honestly wasn't expecting to get it this early. Because 9 times out of 10, when Randy files, he doesn't file until 4 or a little bit later than 4 o'clock Central. So,
Robert, what's happening? What's happening? I don't dance, Susan.
Johnny said, don't do it, Coop.
Don't do what?
The apple cider vinegar and lemon.
Oh, it's nasty as shit. I'm telling y'all right now.
You gotta just swig it. Swing it back like it's a shot.
Girl, it's not that easy. It's not a shot. It's a freaking goblet.
Pretend you're drinking vodka and just turn
It's
that
4
shit back.
ounces of that nasty shit, and then the rest of the glass filled up. It's a goblet. It's what 12 ounces in that thing. Ugh, you can't just.
Why'd you make so much of it?
Huh?
Why'd you make so much of it?
That's what she said. She said you have to do half and half, which is 2 ounces of vinegar, 2 ounces of lemon, and then fill the glass up with water. And we never got how much water, so I just used one of my goblets, one of my drink glasses.
Now grab your shot glass and just pour it over in a shot glass and start throwing that shit back like you're drinking vodka.
It's almost gone. It's almost gone.
Well, if it's almost gone, then turn it up like a bottle.
I haven't gotten rid of it yet, Rick. It's still in there. It's still in there.
Chucky, my Chucky. Goblet on my way. Goth Coop and the golden goblet. Apple cider is definitely not for sipping. That's why I told him to throw that shit back like it was a shot of vodka.
Oh, I'm taking big drinks. Trust me. It's taken me about 5 to get down to the very bottom. I got like less than an ounce left. And as soon as I get this in my mouth, I'm going straight for that cranberry juice.
There you go, cranberry chaser. Hi, Kasha. Nothing yet. We're picking on Coop at the moment, but we have new motions from Randy, which we called this morning.
I have a very weak gag reflex. So I got to take it easy. I can't even, it's hard for me even with hard liquor. So I have to do it just right or it comes right back up.
What's the devil's concoction for it? He has a massive kidney stone that we're trying to get broke up for him to pass.
Miss Erica said that this concoction will break it up. I don't know. I'm going off of what she said. At this point, I'll try anything just about.
Well, Miss Normal, we're about to find out. I'm not 100% sure what this is about, but we're about to find out. So, Can y'all see this, or do I need to zoom in on it somewhere?
John, I take apple cider vinegar pills already. I take them twice a day, one in the morning, one in the evening. But this concoction is liquid, so it's supposed to help break that up. I don't know. Miss Fly, how you doing?
Coop, can you see this good, or do I need to zoom in
Oh, I
somewhere?
got it open up here on my screen.
That's not what I'm asking, though.
No, you need to take the margins out.
What do you mean the margins?
On each side of that piece of white paper, there's margins. Yeah, you scroll it out to where the margins are gone. That way it's big enough for the people.
Yeah, but then I have to slide it. Let's do it this
What do you
way.
mean slide it?
There we go.
Well, that works. Just where the people out there can see it. Because I don't read it off your screen. I got it pulled up in my own browser over here.
I know, but you're usually the one to tell me, hey, just a little bit more.
Yeah, that's fine right there.
I got y'all. I got you.
Everybody should be able to see that. Yeah, I can even read it. I can't on Restream, but I can on my browser. And again, it's all on how much you have it, your window blowed up too. So well, let's see what it looks like on the phone.
Stonebreaker. What's a stonebreaker, Robert? Yeah, you're just straight lemon juice. Oh, I love my lemon juice. Maybe that's why I don't get kidney stones.
All people on Medicare who haven't claimed their...
I love lemon juice and I love lemonade. I make homemade lemonade all the time. I'll just put lemon juice and some water and a little bit of sugar. Chug that shit.
If you're on a phone, it's not too bad. I can read it on a phone, so EBI, they be able to see. I'm not planning on drinking this stuff, Fran, for very long. I mean, I don't know. Erica never said how much of this to take. I would say probably, no more than once a day, as nasty as it is. I'm not sure. I am not sure.
Oh, dear. Hi, Miss Karen. The other good Karen. We haven't started reading it yet, so y'all haven't missed anything.
We're just letting a few people rumble on in. Yeah, he's definitely throwing Bubbles completely under the bus. But
I mean, it's about time.
But Bubbles has been probably one of the most unprofessional lawyers I've ever seen. And I've never seen anything come out of Randy where he's called anyone names that I've never seen Randy be unprofessional. Well, Randy's just sat back and let this guy just hurt himself is what he's done. And now Randy's going to file against him.
As a herbalist, take that only for a short time. A few days is long enough. And she said she wouldn't take supplements at all. Put it in your diet.
How many times a day on this concoction Wednesday? Once a day? Twice a day? Because trust me, I'm not making a habit out of that shit.
Oh, I love dandelion tea. We'll pick fresh dandelions and make tea out of it. Dry it out and then make tea.
I can handle the cranberry juice, but that stuff there, ugh. Oh my God, that stuff was nasty.
I will go for an all natural remedy over any type of medications any day, especially with the kiddos.
Right on.
With what our grocery stores sell, they get enough crap in their systems as is.
I'll be right back.
Richard, from what I'm seeing, that's exactly what's happening in this so far.
Oh.
So while Mr. Coop walks away, we'll go ahead and start reading some of this. So, motion for sanctions, including judicial default. Plaintiff Jeremy B. Hells, Mr. Hells, by and through underside counsel, pursuant to this court's order, Doc 43, hereby moves for sanctions, including judicial default, and states. In an order dated 12/9/24, this court ruled. Can y'all just give him what he wants? Why is it locked? Well, maybe you should give him the PlayStation he originally had in here instead of that one. Sorry, mom life. Preteens fighting over PlayStation. Isn't that fun? Rebel!
Oh, did Wendy answer me? Oh, twice for 3 days. Twice a day for 3 days. Okay. All right, Miss Wendy. I will do that, young lady.
She said you can also add the cranberry to the mix.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try my next one. Instead of water, I'm just going to do it with cranberry juice.
There you go.
And see if that maybe tames it down. That might make me sick of cranberry juice then.
It might actually hide the flavor of the vinegar.
Right on, right on. And it is sugar-free, so.
Wait, what, Miss Shelley? Was she having trouble in labor?
Who's in labor?
Her cat.
Oh. Still?
Well, she says she had to end up taking her to the emergency vet.
Is that her first pregnancy?
I don't know.
Wow.
We had a cat that she had multiple litters. They called her what the one of the queens that can constantly get pregnant back to back to back. And her very last litter, the kittens were entirely too big to pass through, and we lost her because of it. But it being her first litter, they should be able to just do a cesarean and pull the kittens, and everything should be fine as long as she can make it through cesarean fine. How many pages is this? Well, the actual motion is 11 pages. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, the rest of them are all just single pages and they're emails that this motion is based off of.
Yes, and okay. So in an order dated 12/9/24, this court ruled name calling, personal attacks, and obstructionist behavior has no place in a deposition or any other proceeding in this case. Experienced lawyers like the ones involved in this case should be able to control themselves and their clients. But they apparently cannot, which is why the court will supervise the partial redeposition. Everybody in this case is now on notice. If this type of behavior continues, then there will be sanctions. Those sanctions will not be light. They may include stiff monetary penalties, dismissal of this action, and disciplinary proceedings against the attorneys.
See, Randy's using the judge's own words.
Yes. affirming disciplinary proceedings against counsel for, among the other things, making demeaning remarks about opposing counsel's physical traits and demeanor, and recognizing that a federal court has the power to control admission to its bar and to discipline attorneys. Doc 43. Rule regulating the Florida bar 4-8.4 misconduct states a lawyer shall not What is wrong with it?
What happened?
Hang on. Tiny's having a meltdown over the PlayStation. Okay. Engage in conduct in connection with the practice of law that is prejudicial to the administration of justice, including to knowingly or through callous indifference disparage, humiliate, or discriminate against litigants, jurors, witnesses, court personnel, or other lawyers on any basis, including but not limited to on account of race, ethnicity, gender, religion, national origin, disability, marital status, sexual orientation, age, socioeconomic status, employment, or physical characteristics. Footnote 1. The oath of admission to the Florida bar requires attorneys to maintain the respect due to the courts of justice and judicial officers, further as provided against. Local Rule 11.1 states professional conduct. An attorney must comply with the rules of professional conduct that are part of the rules regulating the Florida bar. Look, Sissy turns your game on. Ugh. That's not what he wants. He don't want to play that. An attorney must comply with the rules of professional conduct that are part of the rules regulating the Florida bar as amended from time to time, or with any set of rules adopted by the Florida bar in their place, unless federal law provides otherwise. Guidelines for professional conduct. A lawyer... Let him choose. Here, Bubba, you choose. Dear Lord, baby Jesus. A lawyer always should interact with parties, counsel, witnesses, jurors, or prospective jurors, court personnel, and judges with courtesy and civility, and should avoid undignified or discourteous conduct that is disgrading to the court or the proceedings. Bailey Starr, call your brother stupid one more time. Against this backdrop and in direct contravention of the above authorities, Attorney Mr. Manskin has sent the following insulting and disparaging emails to his opposing counsel, making derogatory statements regarding Mr. Hales and his opposing counsel. I, quote, Randy, you scumbag, unquote, 2/28/25. From Bruce, on the date of February 28th, 25 at 7:06 p.m. to Randy, and he copied Michael Volpe and Richard Luffman. Randy, you scumbag. Before you stupidly and insultingly respond, or let your imbecile of a client respond using your email, footnote 2, Exhibit 1, this is the exact same derogatory remark made by the respondent in Florida Bar v. Norkin 132 SO 3D77, Florida 2013. Respondent approached Brooks in the hallway of the county courthouse and in the presence of at least 4 to 6 other attorneys said very loudly that he had spoken to other... Where did it go? To other... Where did the rest of it go? Of the footnote.
It's all there. But anyway,
it ends with to other.
He's he's making assumptions again.
Mm-hmm.
He's sitting there saying that Randy's just letting Jeremy send whatever he wants to Bubbles. I don't think so. Jeremy's not sending anything to Bubbles or filing anything with the court. It's all Randy's office doing all of it. Unlike him and the freaking flea bags over there, Randy's not letting Jeremy file shit that he just wants to file. You see what I'm saying? Because that's what he
Right.
accused him of.
Yeah.
Let your imbecile of a client respond using your email. Does Bubbles have any proof of this? This is slander again.
Okay, so here's the actual email, guys, on the first one that he was talking about. The actual email says, Randy, you scumbag. Rule 4-4.4, respect for rights of third persons. A, in representing a client, a lawyer may not use means that have no substantial purposes other than to embarrass, delay, or burden a third person, or knowingly use methods of obtaining evidence that violate the legal rights of such a person. You better take steps to remove addresses from the public docket in doc number 6. Before you stupidly and intelligence insultingly respond, or let your imbecile of a client respond using your email, that my threat of a grievance is a violation of Florida Rule of Professional Conduct 4-3.4G. As I have known since the outset how determined you have been to get me to violate it, this threat is not solely to obtain an advantage in a civil matter. It gives no advantage. There is no requirement for the summons to be filed with parties' addresses. You did that on purpose to dox our addresses. You are the worst of all the dirtbag lawyers I've ever dealt with. If anyone's addresses get doxed because of someone getting it from these summons, I will immediately file a grievance against you. Each of the defendants is BCC'd on this, and they can decide what to do on their own behalf. You'll face multiple Rule 11 motions and vexatious litigation lawsuits in addition to bar complaints. The journalists can ask for your comment if they wish.
Again, it's a public document. How can you dox somebody with a public document? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And the majority of us that read it, we redact the addresses out of respect, even though we don't like the people. Trying to see. Because I want to be able to. Anywho. And you're endlessly ridiculous. From Bruce, date Wednesday, February 26, 25 at 1:44 p.m. To Shochet, subject, responses to requests 5, 11, and 12. You continue to refuse to explain what you claim is deficient and what better responses mean. And now say you'll do that in a formal letter. You're endlessly ridiculous. You could have explained the first time I asked, and no formal letter changes that you've wasted all this time refusing to respond. Footnote 3.
This idiot just thinks Randy's supposed to just bend over and cow down to his every little demand, when in actuality, Bruce is in no position to demand anything. If I was him, I'd be kissing Randy's ass. You squirreling?
Nope, I was reading Yamaha's comment. That whole part. Any excuse for Bubbles to puff his soy-filled chest and threaten while having a tantrum. That whole part.
That's typical for somebody like him. He's way up there in liberal land in Michigan. That's why he's scared to come to Florida, because his little mighty mouth ass, these Southern people don't put up with that shit. That is not a threat. That is just him being out of his element, running his little mighty mouth ass. Okay.
Oh dear, there's so much more.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
trying to find on my foot. Mm.
What are you trying to find?
Right now, I'm trying to get my foot to unlock. My foot started hurting. Okay. Your conduct is always intended to create issues for motions to generate YouTube content. Palama. I will ensure your shenanigans result in the appropriate discovery orders. 1/31/2025. From Bruce on J31/25 at 9:14 a.m. to Randy, subject Rules 7.1b, confer to Whatnot contract. Counsel, please produce a copy of the Whatnot contract. You ignored my offers to maintain confidentiality and then insisted on a joint motion. No motion is needed, just attorneys. And confirm that Brooks was underhanded and a scumbag. The referee found that Norkin's letters, emails. Oh, that's the other part of the footnote.
Yep.
Okay, Exhibit 3. You proposing terms of confidentiality that I can decide to agree to. It's your obligation to seek such a protective order. I have no obligation to participate in a joint motion. You can simply send me the terms of whatever confidentiality order you would seek, so I can decide if to agree without the necessity of you filing a motion. If you neither move for an order of protection / confidentiality, nor respond here to provide the terms you need me to agree to for maintaining confidentiality, I will move to preclude introduction of Whatnot contract as evidence. I realize your conduct is always intended to create issues for motions to generate YouTube content. Palama. I will ensure your shenanigans result in appropriate discovery orders. Best regards, Bruce Maskin.
See, here he goes, making these assumptions again. It's crazy.
Exhibit 4, footnote 4. This was responded to by the undersigned counsel. What we need is an agreed order of confidentiality. This is what we discussed with the magistrate. Thank you for finally clearing up that you wish us to provide the confidentiality agreement. We will do so. Allow a few more days. Also, you really should stop disparaging opposing parties, attorneys, witnesses, etc. In fact, I urge you to do it. Please stop it. Sincerely, Randy. Also, number 4, pile them up! February 5th, 25 at 10:25 a.m. Subject. Stipulation to leave out 540.08 claim. And you drop state court motion. Offer of settlement for Foreman. Pile them up. Footnote 5. Oh dear. What in the hell am I about to read?
I don't know. Get on to it. Let's see.
Hey, there's Mikey. Hi, boyfriend.
Hey there.
What's up?
That whole part, Kasha. That whole part. You would come in on the dick emoji, wouldn't you?
Who's that?
You.
What emoji?
Look, you don't see it?
No?
Okay. V. Adopting the eggplant emoji.
Oh, okay.
So
now the judge can't ignore this.
What, him putting a dick emoji in an email?
Well, that and calling him a scumbag, like the judge has called for decorum, and this is clearly not decorum.
No, he's reached out and run his mouth. He's been. I think it's funny. Randy's just sat here and let him just keep running his mouth, and now he's got enough evidence, like you said, Mikey. Judge can't ignore this.
Oh, absolutely. This crosses so much of a line. Like the judge is going to have to, and I don't think the judge can get away with a scolding anymore.
I agree.
It's going to definitely be interesting to see what happens.
And I know the flea showed the email about Randy telling him to dismiss it or to remove himself from the case. It looks like that was confirmed, correct?
Yes.
Because that's what I had seen.
You referring to the email this morning that we were talking about?
I
That the
didn't
flea
watch anything because I was up late last night and then I slept in late this morning, so I had to hurry and get into the office. I didn't. Thankfully, I'd already set up my content, so I knew it was going to be a late night.
Yeah, the email the flea shared last night was confirmed as real.
Yeah, I don't think. I don't think this. Like to include these two just on these emails, highly inappropriate. Thanks, Max Lab. I thought you had said it was confirmed. Yeah, highly inappropriate. The things they're saying, highly inappropriate. Like this is the decorum is being way left behind, and this is getting out of control. And the judge has to rein this in.
I agree.
My only thing is this judge going to rein it in and do what he did last time and blame both parties?
I don't think he can do that in this anymore. Like this,
because you know Bubbles is going to have a response to this, and it's probably going to be a bunch of lies and shit.
Like there's so much going on in this.
So much.
And all inappropriate too.
It's not a dick, that's Bruce's nose. Oh, this is great. Yeah, I wasn't expecting this. So I was like, what am I about to read? For a professional attorney to put in the eggplant emoji? What is about to happen here?
And it's funny because all this came through as I was sitting at an attorney's office, which after they broke for chow, so I have to go back to that attorney's office after we're done reading this.
Valor said, "Where's Skipper? I don't see him. He's right there.
I'm
It's
up
that
here.
Coop. We made a Coop sandwich."
So on with the show.
Yes, boss man. Yes. Okay. From Randy on the date of February 6th at 10:19 a.m. to Bruce. Subject, reply, stipulation to leave at 540.08, claim, and you drop state court motion. Offer of settlement for Foreman. Counsel, I strongly once again urge you to cease from making derogatory remarks towards opposing counsel, witnesses, and parties. Sincerely, Randy Shochet. Exhibit 5, footnote 6. The aubergine or eggplant emoji is commonly used to represent a penis in sexting conversations. This usage has been noted to be common, particularly in the United States as well as in Canada. I need to find the rest of that footnote before I read these other emails.
It should be on. They should have it on the next page.
Right here. Court can violate a state protective order in a faraway state. Wait, nope, that ain't it. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Back
it's
up
a
we go.
continuation of footnote 6.
Saturday, February 8th, 25, 8:42 a.m. to Richard Luthman. Copied Shochet, Rabbi Jacob Belinsky. Subject reply, press inquiry on Hells v. Preston and Cook. Dear Mr. Luthman, may I suggest another question for you to include for Attorney Shochet to respond to? What due diligence did you perform before submitting your client's perjured affidavit alleging the defendants made online statements calling him a child predator in order to influence exercise of federal jurisdiction? The attached affidavit, para 19, contains the perjury. The judge explicitly cited it in denying a 12B1 motion to dismiss, exercising federal jurisdiction based on the minimum amount in controversy in reliance on the perjury. Best regards, Bruce. On February 8th at 8:30 a.m., Richard Luthman. Attorney Shochet, I have a couple of press questions about you and your client Jeremy Hells and his ongoing federal court litigation. 1, have you discussed the harmful anti-Semitic statements Mr. Hells continues to make, including Deuce Foreskin, slights about attorney Maskin's nose, and brazen suggestions that Maskin should find Jesus? I mean, shouldn't everybody find Jesus? I'm just saying. I don't care where you're from or who you are. Everybody needs Jesus. Have you tried to counsel Mr. Hells against hate? Rabbi Belinsky is copied here too in case you need additional resources to combat anti-Semitism. Is your client accepting the... Ooh, what does that say?
It's redacted.
It's redacted. Generous settlement offer put forward by Preston and Cook.
How are they putting forth a settlement offer?
They can't they're the defendants in the case.
Oh, if you drop it, we won't sue. That's the only thing I think they can be referring to, because no fool would hand them two idiots any money, especially when they're being sued. Wow.
I can't believe I was just able to read through that, though.
How does this guy even think that he can rightfully just email Randy? This is paint chips they're talking about, right?
Well, he can. Any journalist can write to an attorney, but any attorney would be stupid to reply back unless if there's some type of thing that they're going to get out of it in favor of their client. Randy didn't respond. Instead, Bruce responded. And yeah, this is like, so there's a couple things going against Paint Chips because he's a disbarred attorney and a felon. So that's going to go against him when this goes in front of the judge. The fact that Bruce is trying to litigate this outside of the courtroom, I don't think the judge is going to take that well. Like previously, I know Megan was very upset about this judge. I wasn't. I wasn't there yet. Like, I saw what the judge was doing. I think the judge was trying to just keep everybody civil, and I still think was holding Randy to a little bit higher of a bar, but I think this is going to shatter that. This is a court and a case run amok. It's out of control.
Yep. I think the judge, like you said, I think the judge is just trying to deal the cards evenly, but Bubbles keeps pushing. I mean, it's obvious Bubble is way in over his head. Okay. So, and I think the judge sees that. But like you said, this right here, I think is going to show the judge, Randy's the real lawyer. This is the crackerjack guy over here. We need to do something. Because this can come back to bite the judge in the ass if he doesn't do something.
Elfie, no, this was Richard. The one that looks like Peter Griffin.
Am I wrong, Mike?
No.
I mean, Randy's outlined everything unethical about what Bubbles is doing.
No, this is Luthman who wrote. They just had, from what I can see, they had Volpe CC.
They
Right,
had.
But what I'm saying is this motion that Randy has filed is outlining everything that Bubbles is doing wrong.
Oh, absolutely. Like, these are actionable things. Like, these are clear American Bar Association violations.
Because why is Paint Chips emailing Randy but carbon copying to freaking Bruce? It's none of Bruce's business. This email that he's written Randy is not to him; it's to Randy.
Yeah, but that's not a bar violation. But Randy responding is a bar violation. Like him being CC'd, I got an email. And I've actually had this with my attorneys. I had the Stolen Valor guys. They started emailing my divorce attorney and my ex-wife's divorce attorney. And there was nothing like, you can tell my ex-wife and her attorney what a piece of crap you think I am all day long. None of it comes into the courtroom because it's all hearsay. That's exactly what this is. But Bruce responding to it, now that becomes a bar violation.
But then, why would Bruce be responding to something that was sent to Randy?
Because he wants to inject himself.
He's an arrogant little prick.
Well, yeah, he's trying to. It's just like what DJ Radis is doing to me. He's trying to goad me into doing something that was something outside. Trying to goad me into doing something illegal, immoral, or unethical. And I'm smarter than that. I've responded to it very calmly. That's what Randy's doing here. He's responding to it calmly, but that's still a violation of the ABA.
Exactly, Darlene.
Well, right in the beginning, everybody said it right from the very beginning. This is going to be fault, motion after motion after motion. It's got a lot of the law tubers scratching their head at how much, what was it, 80 something documents filed up here last month.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably well over 100 now.
We're at 96.
90, yeah.
Oh, wow.
This is docket 96.
So yeah, this judge, he now has to act. He's got to rein everybody in. I don't see how he cannot, how he can ignore, like Bruce calling him a scumbag. That
exactly
is not okay. And if this were the first time that happened, fine. But this isn't.
No, he said he's called him that several times, hasn't he, so far?
Yes. And then he calls Jeremy an imbecile. Like he's purposely attacking the other side in emails.
See, I just don't think that's where Bubbles is inexperienced. I don't think he realizes Jeremy's not a lawyer. Jeremy can say whatever the hell he wants to, just like the fleas. But when it comes to the lawyer aspect of it, Bubbles can't just say whatever he wants. Neither can Randy. Am I wrong, Mike?
No, they have to keep decorum. I don't think this is an ignorant thing. I think he knows he can't do that. He's just doing it anyway. Again, he's trying to get Randy or Jeremy, one of them, to cross a line. And then he's going to play victim and say, "Oh, look what they're doing, Judge." Randy and Jeremy aren't taking the bait.
Right on, right on.
Yamaha. You know, it's funny you call Bruce shitstain because I called Michael Volpe in the hate group last night or this morning. I told him he should have been a cum stain on a rag. So it's funny you called him a shit stain.
Continue, my darlings.
Rick, I believe there is one still pending. Document 80, I believe, is still pending. I think. Okay. Explain to me how putting forward a settlement offer to end litigation in federal court can violate a state protective order in a faraway state. Did you sleep through law school when they taught about communications made for express legal purposes of the supremacy clause? This is coming from a man who lost his law license. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just trying to get where your client is coming from. Number 5, does your client need this case to continue because he couldn't produce interesting content otherwise?
Here he goes, trying to say it's all YouTube.
Number 6, how is your client remunerating Megan Fox, Tug, and the rest of his YouTube echo chamber? Is it money, traffic, clicks, a combination, or something else? Garden vegetables? Question mark. Thanks in advance for your client's responses. Regards, Richard Lussman.
Didn't they say Fat Boy lives down here in Florida?
Yes.
Oh, my.
Calling his opposing counsel. Exhibit 6, footnote 7. Boy. From Bruce on February 27th at 12:46 p.m. To Randy, and he CC'd Doreen Ingalls. Subject, your new lawsuit. What, baby? What's the matter? Was you sitting on it? Oh, your foot's asleep. Oh, my goodness. You gotta rub it. Oh, my goodness. Him foot was asleep because him sitting on it. Dear counsel, I assume you have no malpractice carrier in light of your background, but if you do, then I recommend you place them on notice and invite them to contact me through their counsel.
So now he's threatening.
He's threatening Randy. And I don't think these are incompetent motions. I see what Buck Naked says, that he'll appeal on the grounds of ineffective assistance of counsel. No, this is not ineffective assistance. This is purely antagonistic. I think he realizes now this case, he's not going to get this case dismissed, which was his plan all along. And he's now in a panic mode. So this is his new strategy. Try to get them to cross a line so then he can then claim the victim and try to win that way. But I think what he's doing is we're now to the point where he's probably going to get sanctions. And because he didn't file discovery, we're now in a part where Randy can then move for summary judgment.
Yep. He's trying to entangle. I don't know Randy personally. I've never met the man, but the little bit that I've seen him, he doesn't seem the type to get rattled very easy. And by Bubbles trying to rattle their cages, yeah, I can see him rattling Jeremy's cage, and I see Randy reining Jeremy in. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But I don't see Randy getting rattled. Randy's looking at this as like, oh, I got you now, dumbass.
Oh, this is the gift. This is a straight gift. Because he already asked for sanctions once. The judge said no. Okay, you guys all have to confer. And now he's got this.
Well, not only did he say they had to confer, but he told them that they all had to wait until discovery was finished. And then Bruce still to this day has refused to listen to the judge and turn over what he was court ordered to turn over.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So this on top of that, like this judge can't play around.
So basically, Bubbles is playing gutter law.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
he's acting like a bully on an elementary schoolyard.
I cannot wait for this judge's response on this. Oh my God. You talk about good.
While there are other examples, these suffice for the purposes of this motion. Mr. Manskin's emails evince bad faith in his conduct towards opposing counsel and the opposing party. They fly in the face of and were all sent after this court's order warning of severe sanctions, Doc 43. These emails are saturated with invective directed at opposing counsel. There is a great many other examples of Mr. Manskin's public broadcasts which are of similar nature should the court request those. While passionate and zealous advocacy may be one thing, Mr. Manskin's emails cross the line into sanctionable misconduct. The emails are evidence of bad faith justifying the revocation of his pro hoc vice status. Oh, fuck yeah. Footnote 8. The undersigned is fully aware and what is that word, Mike?
Cognizant.
That this court has previously characterized a statement he made which may have been taken out of context because the context was asking attorneys to stipulate to a prior restraint of his clients. Where's the rest of it?
Next page.
There it is.
Bottom. Yep.
Under the United States Constitution, the suggestion was made multiple times over the email string and by phone. Each time it was correctly and properly rejected out of hand. Attorneys are sworn to uphold the Constitution of the United States of America. This is what was meant by lacking basis in all jurisprudence. Wherefore, plaintiff hereby requests that this court issue sanctions against Mr. Manskin, praying that these sanctions will be light and that they include revocation of his pro hoc vice status, monetary penalties, judicial default, dismissal of the counterclaims, and disciplinary proceedings.
Yep.
Respectfully submitted, Shochet Law Group.
Yep. I don't think the judge can ignore this. I think he has to address this and address it very quickly. And it's on Thursday.
I don't think Randy's going to get everything, but I think he's going to get some of it.
The judge has to take sanctions.
Right. Randy's going to get something out of it, but I don't think he's going to get all of it.
There's too many examples here. You know?
Right. And has the fact even been brought up that he's being investigated in his own state by his own bar people? Has that even been brought up to the judge yet?
I
Not that I'm aware of.
don't know. I don't think so.
Where are you at?
96.3.
What happened to 96.2?
I already scrolled through it slowly because we already read that.
Yeah, most all this is just the exhibits that he had in the actual motion itself.
Yeah.
That's
Randy's
I'm just
Randy's locked and loaded. I mean, like you said, Mike, this judge is going to have to do something. I mean, he can't just let this go. He can't slide this under the table. I mean, I'm not a lawyer, but
the judge has to maintain control of his courtroom and control of this case. And this is not control by any means. Like this is an attack on the judge, him doing this.
Right.
Bruce, like, continually ignoring the court.
It's absolutely crazy. I mean, me not being a lawyer, if Bubbles would have antagonized me like this, I would have probably took the bait. you know, I would have probably done exactly what he's hoping Randy would do. But
Like I
Randy's
said,
kept his cool about it.
just like these dummies coming after my channel and Georgie and Max Lab, don't respond with emotion. Just sit back, give it 24 hours at least, and then do a response if you're calm.
Right.
That's
Exactly.
There were people yesterday, I did my video, and there were people yesterday who, because I said, there were rude DMs sent to me and then rude DMs sent to Georgie after I was blocked. And there were people then who then took that and then ran to another YouTuber and said, he said that you threatened Georgie. You can't listen to what your chat says. When people DM you stuff, if they're not sending you proof, like, that's why I say, whenever I've had someone where I said, hey, I haven't confirmed this, this is what I've been told, I don't necessarily believe it. And that's, how you have to handle these things. Randy, he doesn't rush to the judge, but we've seen Bruce do that.
It's going to be interesting. It's definitely going to be interesting.
I wonder if the judge will respond to this as fast as he did the other day.
I would think that he would.
I think he has to, because
I agree with Mike.
He's losing control of this case. I mean, you have a lawyer who was ordered to give discovery and still hasn't turned it in. We're what, a week late?
Exactly.
And that alone is enough for Jeremy to say, okay, hold on. They haven't responded with discovery. So they have they have not responded to it. That means the court has to take my claims as the truth, issue a summary judgment. And he could absolutely do that right now.
Right.
Would I think this judge hold that? Probably not. But if after a month there's still no discovery, yeah, absolutely.
So, explain this summary thing versus sanctions.
A summary
judge where the judge just rules on it and it's over.
The judge rules, and right now what we have is we have Jeremy's claims, all the proof Jeremy has given. They have made counterclaims, but they haven't provided any proof. And they're now past the date to provide proof. So what Randy can do is say, okay, they haven't provided any proof of their claims. They haven't provided anything to counter our claims. You need to issue a summary judgment, because the court has to act as if the plaintiff, when they make their claims, that they are true. And if the defense doesn't bring anything back to say, no, that's not true, then the judge has to say, yeah, no, these are true. Summary judgment in the favor of the plaintiff for whatever amount. He can absolutely do that at this point. Now, judges generally don't like to do summary judgments. They're not incredibly rare, but they don't happen quite a bit. But it's also very rare that you don't have a defendant giving stuff in discovery. And that's exactly what's happened here. So the longer this goes where they haven't provided anything in discovery, they're not giving the court any options, because the court has to take Jeremy's things as true, unless if you provide proof to show that what Jeremy is saying is not true.
Well, look at Lynette, okay? They're the type of people, they threaten to get the things that they want in life. They're not used to this court stuff. Jeremy, right from the beginning, started saving everything. You know what I'm saying? Screenshots, proof. He started saving proof of all this crap. Well, Lynette and them, they're not smart enough to do that. They would just rather threaten, and if they didn't get their way, they just moved on to the next person. Well, it's coming back to bite them in the butt now. They have no way of proving their innocence. None. And Jeremy has the proof
And here's the other thing. I don't think this judge is gonna. If they were to file for a summary judgment today, I don't think the judge would rule on it or would actually go to a summary judgment. I think the judge is still willing to let them provide discovery. I think he's going to admonish Bruce over the discovery. With this, I think sanctions are likely now. I would
I was
say
just fixing to ask you about that.
75% likely. I think Bruce will get sanctions. It's just the totality of everything. And again, the judge has to show that he's in control of this case. He's in control of his courtroom, and we're not seeing that right now.
The guy can't even afford to have his people subpoenaed that he wants to subpoena. What makes him think he's got money for sanctions?
Right. But
Oh my God.
there's other sanctions other than monetary. I think if they provide any discovery, the judge then can go through and say, with all that discovery, this is out, this is out, this is out. He can do all that because it was not provided in a timely manner.
Crazy. This is getting cool. This is getting cool as shit. I know it's got to be exciting you over there, Georgie girl.
Oh yeah, it's getting good.
I
Someone
mean,
asked. Hold on. Someone asked why
That's
was
right,
John
Danielle.
in Amanda's depot? He's a defendant in this federal case. That is why. Jeremy
now?
was there as well.
now
Someone
what'd you
someone asked why John Cook was in Amanda Martin's deposition because he's a defendant.
Yeah. Everyone who is a party to the case is allowed to be there. They can each separately object if they want to. Amanda Martin had the right to bring her own attorney. She didn't. Bruce acting as her attorney was inappropriate, but he did have a right to be there. John, Lynette, and Jeremy all had a right to be there.
Oh, so Lynette wasn't there.
No, just
It was
John.
just Crook. Well, look at her deposition where she didn't show up the other day. What Jeremy say? There were like 8 or 9 people.
Yeah, she had nothing to do with her not showing up. Randy and
During both
Doreen
had-
were sick.
But 8 people? Why do those people have those addresses? Why do they have that?
I think Bruce handed them out.
Yeah.
He's the only one that could have. You know, Amanda Martin didn't. She don't know any of those boneheads.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he gave them to Volpe, Lufman. That's who those were.
Oh,
But like
no.
Jeremy said,
Tennessee.
the
They do
photographer probably wouldn't let them in anyway.
They do not have a right to be there.
Ooh, wait. Lynette wasn't being depoted for the federal case. She was being depoted for the trespass case.
Right.
Now, Amanda Martin was depoted for the federal case,
Right.
which gave John a right to be there. But
Right.
for Lynette's depot, no one had a right to be there except for the parties of that case.
Correct,
Right.
Jeff.
Right.
Right, Tammy. He wasn't supposed to speak during the depot, but he obviously did.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
That there again, Bruce can't even control these. I don't even know what to call them. They're just pond scum, I guess, is the closest thing I can come up with.
What Bruce is gonna do is, if let's say Zim, if they don't subpoena Zim, okay, and Zim doesn't show for the depot, there's nothing that can be done to Zim. He didn't receive a court order telling him to be there. So let's and from what I had confirmed, as of the other day, Zim was not served with anything. They're just sending emails to his email, which maybe he got them, maybe he didn't. So if Zim doesn't show, there's nothing wrong with that. However, Bruce is going to try to prevent Zim from testifying in the trial because he didn't show to his deposition. Well, if they don't subpoena him, he doesn't have to show.
Now, Valor's message there that can't believe the trespass case. Something just dawned on me with this. They didn't do anything wrong. The police officer was there. They were there the way they were supposed to. The only thing I can think of, the reason why that's not being squashed, why it's not being just thrown out, is they're going to try and win that. So if they win that, they can turn around and sue the sheriff's department, the county, if they win. That's a distinct possibility right there. Trying
That's
to go
why-
after the county.
Yeah, that's why they added Corporal Gregory. The problem that they have in that case is Corporal Gregory has qualified immunity. So they will have to prove that Corporal Gregory broke his qualified immunity, which is a very tough bar. Like, some people want to get rid of qualified immunity. They believe that you should be able to sue police and government workers. But it is a hard bar. You have to show that they were not acting within their duties.
But I honestly think it's not about the Trespass 5. It's about them going after the county. Now that I think about it, because they're all about money.
Yeah.
And what's the biggest cow that they can cash in on out of the 6 people? It would be Levy
If
County
they
Sheriff's
can-
Department.
If they were somehow, I don't think they'll be able to prove that Corporal Gregory doesn't have qualified immunity, but let's say they did, then they would have a lawsuit and the county would go immediately to a settlement, most likely. But there's nothing that Corporal Gregory did that I see as outside of his duties. He didn't violate anyone's civil rights. He also was not letting people onto the curtilage of her trailer. And he did a pretty good job supervising what was going on. So,
And remember, he had his cam on. Everything that he was doing was being recorded. So that means when he was getting instructions from his boss on how to take care of this situation, that precludes him right there. The boss told him what he could and couldn't do. Did he not?
yeah, but nothing that he did was acting outside of his law enforcement duties.
Right.
He didn't pick one side over the other. He said, look, this is how, if you want on the property, here's how it has to happen. And he was correct about that. Then when they were on the property, he was correct about, hey, you can't come right outside of her trailer. You have to stay off the curtilage, which is absolutely true.
So how is this case even being brought before a judge then?
Well, they have a right to file stuff, but they can also go up against it as vexatious litigation. I don't think Randy wants to do that. I think he wants to absolutely get people on the record.
Oh, that way he can do the same thing he's doing with the thumbnail case. He can turn around and file for, was it sanctions? Yeah.
Yep.
Well, poor old Stark's going to be hurting, boy, if he loses both of those to sanctions.
It's not just constitutional violations, Jeff. If Corporal Gregory had acted outside of his scope, and I'll give you an example. I watched a video of a deputy who there was a guy protesting outside of an election thing in Connecticut, and the deputy then, it wasn't a constitutional problem, but he then started telling the guy what he couldn't do for the elections. That's outside of his scope as law enforcement, so he's not protected for that.
That's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Well, if the case for the Trespass 5 gets denied or gets summary judgment or anything like that, they all can then turn around and sue John and Lynette.
Right, Alan. They only have voice on their chest, but they have video in the car. But I would just about guarantee to say that everything that the police
More than what
officer,
my county has.
huh?
It's more than what my county has. No dash cams, no body cams currently.
As far as I know, our sheriffs are fully loaded with body cams and in the cruisers. I don't know about our local city kitties. They might be different, but I know that our sheriffs, of course, we're dealing with Grady Judd here. He's going to make sure everything's above board with our boys. I told you about that the other day. He ended up arresting one of his officers, didn't I, Mikey?
Good. That's the way it should be. Uh, I'm not a thin blue line guy. I'm not a back the police type. Like, because I do recognize there are bad cops out there, and they only exist out there because good cops won't say anything, and we have to
Right.
break that mentality.
Gimme!
Body cams are a way of breaking that mentality, though.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, I don't understand any law enforcement nowadays that does not have body cams. It's only the only reason to fight against it is because you're doing something wrong. Body cams provide so much information for juries.
Yeah, I mean, you can't fight, video. I mean, video is unrefutable. I mean, they can try and say that it's faked, but I mean, if it's on a police officer and it's recorded straight to their cloud, I mean, you can't argue with it.
Tammy, I have not seen where Corporal Gregory was dropped from the case yet. I've not seen that.
I haven't either.
Castro said every other sheriff's department in surrounding counties have body cams, just not Levy County.
Yeah, see that.
And they got
No.
how many officers on the payroll? There's no reason why they shouldn't have body cams.
For Corporal Gregory, for this to go to trial, it absolutely, they have to do a qualified immunity hearing. I have not seen that hearing take place. Now, at that hearing, they will determine if he's got qualified immunity, and if he does, he gets dropped from the case immediately.
I thought qualified immunity was just for punishment.
No.
It protects any government employee. People think it just protects cops. It protects any government employee, DAs, anyone who works at your local government. As long as they're staying within the duties of their job, they have immunity from being sued.
Which is, in some cases, pretty shitty. I mean, in some cases where these guys step over the line, I don't think they should be allowed. But like Mike said, it's so hard to prove to get their qualified immunity taken from them. That's why the video is a clear example of something that everybody needs.
Hang on.
There's a general trying to shut down my channel. Okay. And they've cited in that, which I haven't been very public about that case, but in that, they have put into writing that the mission of the Marine Corps outweighs my freedom of expression. They put that into writing, and that is completely and totally false. Now, there are steps being taken right now where that general, because of what he's done to me, is under investigation. If it's determined that he acted outside of his scope, I could then sue. He would no longer have qualified immunity.
Okay, hang on. I want to address this one. Miss Fran said it's the poorest county in Florida, no money. Here's the thing. Even if it is, hold on, just because it's the poorest county, as everyone claims, especially with it being the poorest county, you would think the county would take the steps needed to protect their officers from getting in trouble or misconduct claims.
And George,
That's
you and I
the point
talked
of that
about this
chest
the
camo.
other day. Okay. We talked about this. I've heard that floating around ever since this whole case got started, how Levy County is the poorest county in Florida. It is not. It is not even ranked in the top 10.
Yeah, we looked it up.
They're like somewhere down around 20, 25. So that is an expression that was created by somebody, somewhere, somehow. It's not true.
Tammy, it's because you're not seeing Corporal Gregory's name on the motions, because Corporal Gregory is represented by a lawyer for the county of Levy County. He is not represented by Randy Shochet. So Randy cannot put any motions in on his behalf.
Max Lab just checked the dockets. Gregory hasn't been dropped, not even served.
Yeah, it's that'll all go through. Like, he's got his own attorneys, so all the motions and everything are just Randy.
I got a feeling If he thinks Randy's a bad lawyer to deal with, wait till this police union lawyer gets a hold of him.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Jeff Grady said, fun fact, agencies all across Florida get state and federal grants for equipment such as body cameras.
Yes, they do.
They sure do.
So therefore, no excuse not to have a body camera.
No
That's
excuse
been
whatsoever.
the problem with my county. I have literally talked to my county commissioners, and they have put money for my county deputies to get body cams, and we still don't at this point.
And see, that's where you got to start questioning, where's the money gone?
Exactly.
Why don't these officers have them? I mean, yeah, it's probably an annoyance having to walk around with that big square thing on your chest, but hey, it saves the county and the officers so much in return.
So with our sheriff, the last time I looked into it, they were stating that they're rewriting their policies to incorporate body cams before they...
Yeah, baby. Sorry, I just got a video of my niece taking her first steps.
Oh.
So I was like,
See, Tammy, I honestly think, talking about Tammy's comment here where they can watch from Zoom, all those people that were logged into that Zoom call, every one of them had cameras focused right on that screen. They were going to record everything they could record and run right to their YouTube channel with it.
Mm-hmm. And that would be
guarantee it. Yep.
She also asked, okay, Jeremy sits in on all the depots. That's because he's the plaintiff.
Right.
He has that right.
The plaintiffs and the defendants can be there.
Yes,
they don't have to, but they can.
Yes. But all those other people that we're trying to watch, they have no right. They're not even supposed to have access to it.
Now you talk about trying to create content off of a legal matter.
Yeah. Especially if it was Luftman or Volpe.
Yep.
Unpopular opinion, corrupt people don't want to be recorded.
The Supreme Court has affirmed several times that you can record government workers to include police in the course of their duties. And that's why I have a problem with the Florida law about cops where you can't come within 25 feet, because that 25 feet is specifically so you can't hear what they're saying.
Jen, turn up your bell tones because he ain't muted.
Jen, turn your hearing aids up, honey.
He just wasn't talking at the time. Me and Georgie were overruling him.
Smith v. Cumming, Georgia. Which one is that, Kevin?
That's the right to record police and government workers. There's actually a couple cases about that, but that's one of them.
Right, Miss Cynthia?
There, put Patrick's thing up there, Georgie.
Well, hi, Roy. I haven't seen you in a while.
That wouldn't surprise me. Yeah. A lot of these local places, they will absolutely misappropriate funds. Yeah, I don't agree with that law, Jeff Grady. I think that's a horrible law. 25 feet too far away. Now, if you're telling me I can't interfere, but I can only quietly record, got it. That's no problem.
Cassius.
Oh, good.
We addressed the same comment. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
I was just going to read it to you two. Yeah, she said yes. Unfortunately, I told Jeremy all about the Meeks family and I told him not to back down. There has been corruption for years in Levy County and it needed to be exposed.
It's going to cost Levy County money at the end of the day.
Oh, no
Cynthia,
doubt. No doubt. I
I'm in
mean,
San Bernardino County. He may run for governor. I don't know. I think he's dumb if he does. He's going to lose.
who said what, Eric?
That's what I said. I'm sorry, Roy.
Oh, thank you, John. Thank you. Thank you.
I think you're right, KU. I think the Halo law is going to be ruled unconstitutional as a violation of the First Amendment.
Yep.
Good Lord, you loudmouth heifer.
I don't think Bruce will withdraw himself from the case. I think he might get tossed from the case.
I think he will try and get himself tossed before he'll walk away. That way he can politely say, oh, they threw me off the case because they were scared of me.
Now, if they move for a summary judgment, then and the judge agrees to it, then the judge has been very smart with the way he's handled Bruce, because Bruce will not have any grounds for appeal. The problem is, Jeff Grady, you can't hear from 25 feet away. You can't hear what they're saying. Oh, the Riverside sheriff? Yeah, I think he will. The problem is he's got problems with his own deputies. His deputy was the one who forced his way into that woman's house and said, I essentially own your house now.
She said, yes, it will cost Levy County, but it needs to be exposed, and so does the 8th Judicial Circuit and state's attorney. Oh, we agree with you 100%.
I'm curious to see what happens over them letting Crook out without, I mean, they had a full confession, evidence, the whole 9 yards. They didn't need Wes or Patty. They had it all. Why would they let him go?
A parabolic mic, I don't believe, falls under eavesdropping wiretap if you have it out where people can see it. If you're in public, you're in public.
Oddballs, did you just call him Gonzo? I don't do emails.
That does fit, Georgie. Think about it. I mean, that's perfect. I forgot all about old Gonzo. that fits. There, we can add him a new name now.
Margie said, I think BBB gets all his advice from us, the people who seem to know more about law stuff than him. Yeah, if anyone slept their way through law school, it was definitely Bruce.
There you go, Mike.
Randy.
You can't appeal summary judgment, Mr. Patrick said.
No, he's asking a question. He said, what? You can't appeal summary judgment?
Right.
Oddballs, I don't think he's just using Google for law advice. I think he's using Chat GPT to write his motions, but that's just my opinion.
Mikey must not have heard, or would you do? Type out the answer to him?
I was responding to a message someone sent me.
Yeah, Patrick asked, so he can't appeal a summary judgment?
I mean, he can try, but that'll be really hard, because if you've given enough for a summary judgment, the fact that he hasn't produced discovery, that's bad. That is very bad.
Now, he's supposed to produce what Randy asked for, and since he's doing a counterclaim, he's got to also produce his own evidence for the countersuit. Exactly. And he's produced none of, well, he did produce some of Randy's stuff. It's just the last 3 things that he didn't produce to Randy, right?
Correct.
The GPS and the cell phone records and stuff like that. Oh man, could you imagine the stuff that would come out of those cell phone records? Holy cow.
Did he produce anything? Even with his counterclaim, didn't.
I
know.
don't know. It was just 3 things that the judge gave him a little bit of time on to,
Mhm.
Gather up. Well, matter of fact, he gave him 2 dates and he missed on both of them, but it was only 3 items. I'm sure there was more than that Randy asked for. I don't know, but I thought it was just 3 things missing from the whole mound of stuff that he was being told he had to give over.
5, 11, and 12, I believe, is what
Were
was
there 2
left.
filings? I only saw 1.
Yeah, there were 3 things. It was the GPS on the Jeep.
No,
What?
it all had to do with their phone records.
I could have swore it was the GPS on the Jeep and the phone records.
They did ask
All
for
of
the
the-
GPS in the Jeep.
He did ask for the GPS, but that wasn't what was left. 5, 11, and 12 all had to do with the phone records.
Because Bubbles' argument was that Jeremy could take those numbers and call and harass everybody that she's ever called on her phones and blah, 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 blah.
See, yeah, I agree with Max Lab. When I saw their counterclaim, all they were referring to was Jeremy's deposition. They never produced any evidence.
Yeah, phone records. Yeah.
Right, Kasha?
Well, Harry, we can agree on that, fella.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with Max and Big Al. I don't think he turned in anything. Like, all they did was just refute what Jeremy was saying and claim that was proof.
I honestly think he's trying to get thrown off the case because, I mean, then he can go to Lynette and Crook and say, well, I tried, but they fraudulently kicked me off the case. Where if he steps down, he's got no.
I think his summary judgment is more likely than him getting tossed off the case.
That would be cool. That would not even have to go to trial.
I still think sanctions are most likely.
There's got to be something, though. I mean, the judge has given this guy a lot of rope.
Mhm.
A lot of rope. So he's got to do something, or it's going to start making him look bad. So then Jeremy's going to start looking at him like judge. You know what I mean?
And some of us already are. Robin said, check the new motion. What do you mean, check the new motion? I just finished reading it.
Who said what?
Robin Kemp said, check the new motion.
Robin,
we just finished reading it.
Georgie just finished reading it. That's what we all sit here talking about. Well, some of it. Anyway. Oh, Shelley. Bruce said he answered the orders. Or others. Who knows with that guy, Shelley? I mean, Bubbles is. I can't even insult the guy. He's just
Bruce isn't the one that said he answered the others. When Randy filed the motion to make Bruce turn over 5, 11, and 12, he said there were no other issues. He just hadn't turned over those 3.
right on, Jeff. I mean, the guy is. I agree with Skipper wholeheartedly. I think that Bubbles thought he could just walk into this and his little, superhuman legal mind would get this thing tossed. And he's seeing now that it's not getting tossed. It's going forward.
The biggest mistake that people make, and they listen to attorneys who attorneys who say we're going to file this and you'll get a settlement, or we're going to get this dismissed. Those are two huge mistakes. You should always be ready to go to trial. Always.
Wait, what? Hang on, fellas. Max told me to check my messages. Come on. Oh, shit. What is this, Max?
Okay, so the defense
It's an order from a judge.
Yeah, they have. Okay, so we do have a judge's order.
Yes, we do. Give me just a second.
Told you that'd be quick.
Referral and order. Referred to Magistrate Judge Bolito on March 13th, 25.
Margins.
Order. Upon consideration of the foregoing, it is ordered this 13th day of March. Plaintiff has filed a motion for sanctions. The court will require defendants to expedite their response in opposition. Accordingly, defendants must file a response to plaintiff's motion for sanctions by no later than 5 p.m. Central, March 20th. Ooh,
so he's going to give Bubbles the opportunity. Oh, shit, that's a week away.
Yeah.
Today's the 13th.
Yeah, it's next Friday.
So,
Yes.
Can I make a prediction? Bubbles is going to file a response that only talks about Jeremy Hales.
And YouTube.
Not about misconduct.
Yep.
And about YouTube.
Yep.
Yep.
All about YouTube.
Content, Jeremy Hales. That's it. Not addressing any of the stuff in the motion about him.
Now, you remember like a week ago when Bubbles asked the magistrate if he had permission to file a rebuttal on his own motion, where he filed a motion, Randy answered it, and he wanted to come back and answer it again?
Yes.
What do you want to... That would be so funny if Randy came back and did that same thing.
That would be funny. It just shows you, yeah, Bubbles is definitely someone who needs the last word.
All right, Mikey, man. Have
All right.
a good one, brother.
I'll see y'all.
All right, brother. Be good.
Bye, boy toy. That was quick.
Well, we knew he wouldn't make a decision. Bubbles would have the right to send in another motion.
Yes, but the fact that he ordered him and is only giving him a certain time amount to respond.
He's got 7 days. That's next Thursday.
It sounds like McDreamy's like, I'm done with this shit.
See.
That's what it sounds like to me. I'm done with this shit. You need to respond to this, and we're going to handle business.
5 o'clock next Thursday on the 20th. 7 days. So Bubbles' head's probably spinning circles right now. He's probably freaking out.
Come here. Your fever broke. Yay! He's like, I don't care. Just fix this game.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Lyndon. Lyndon.
Thank you, Lyndon. Your name is so easy for me to pronounce because I have a Landon. And it's spelled the same way, minus the Y.
Polymob. Oh, this guy. It's going to be interesting. But I think you're absolutely correct, Georgie. Bubbles' whole motion in response to Randy's will be YouTube, Jeremy Hales. Jeremy Hales, YouTube, Jeremy Hales.
They're doing all this for content. Because as soon as the motion hit the docket, they put it on YouTube. Sure the fuck did. Sure did, Bubbles. And I'll keep
And the funny part is how we said this earlier, how many thousands of people on YouTube watch dockets daily on different cases they're following and do the same thing that we're doing.
Exactly.
If you don't like it, Well, nobody told you had to take the job. And Georgie and I are not affiliated with Jeremy Hills whatsoever. We are our own two people.
That part.
We
We
do it
love
because,
Jeremy. We
yeah,
adore Jeremy. But this is interesting to us.
I could care less about the law, but this case is fascinating to me. I mean, we
There
get
is.
on here and talk about it, and it opens my eyes on a lot of crazy shit out there.
Thank you, Max Lab. You quick. It was like we've been going for an hour and 45 minutes. So within that hour and 45, Judge answered it because we went live as soon as Randy filed the motion.
Yep. Which, I think it was Tug the other day, or I can't remember who it was, but somebody was talking about, all of us guys, everybody, and it's not just us following the Hales case. Say, for instance, the Johnny Depp case. There were probably 10 freaking channels following that case, if not more. And yeah, they're all talking the same stuff, but a lot of people come to say, you and I, they'll come and watch us just to hear our opinions. They'll go to Tug and Megan and watch it again to hear their opinions. You see what I'm saying? It's people are interested in different perspectives, is what I'm trying to say. Does that make sense, Georgie? You didn't even hear a word I said, did you?
No, I was listening to Tiny. You was like, huh?
Well, like I was saying, you got us two, you got Shizzy, you got Tug and Megan. Yeah, we're all following this. We're all following the same case. Okay, but people will go, they'll come here and listen to what we have to say because they're interested in our opinion. They'll go to Tug and watch the same thing over again because they're interested in their opinion. It's the same law. We're all reading the same stuff, but it's the opinions I think most people come for, to see what everybody's different opinion is.
Yeah. And we've had several chatters tell us they like listening to us and others because they like hearing everybody's opinion on it, not just one specific channel.
Now, don't get me wrong. There's diehards with Tug, just like everybody else. But
Oh yeah.
It's content. It's somebody that somebody is interested in hearing about, and that's why they listen. That's why they watch.
Max, do these have a timestamp on them? Because
What's
I'm
that?
not seeing a timestamp on the motions. I see a date, but I'm not seeing a time of when they were.
It probably does on the actual motion up there. 5 p.m. Central, March 11th. Today's not the 11th though. Today's the 13th. So where is it? There's the 13th right there. There's the 13th right there. And no, it does not have a timestamp. Just has the
when
date.
it was filed. Yeah. There's no
Now,
timestamp.
when you click on that, where you see it purple, it probably does have a timestamp in there somewhere, but not on the actual documents. But it was pretty early. It's like 2:00, wasn't it?
Well, it had to be at least an hour between Randy's filing and the response because we've been on an hour and 49 minutes. We finished reading the motion. We had a conversation and then we got the response. So
I would say Randy probably filed this earlier this morning and it just hit the dockets just shortly before we got it. So I'd say 2 hours before the judge give a reply? Maybe shortest amount of time, 2 hours.
this one was less than an hour. I say 30, 45 minutes.
Which, let's see. I don't think there's any timestamps on it.
No. Max might be able to see a timestamp on his end.
Yeah, I don't see any. Got some timestamps on them emails though. This guy's got to be a moron. Gonzo the moron. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna start calling him that. Was that Tim that told us that a while ago? Who was that? Called him Gonzo.
Oddball. Oddball.
That suits his ass perfect. Gonzo.
I still like Parasite. Rick Fran said this is better than watching General Hospital.
Oh, thank you, Rick. We try. We try. And I do apologize, guys. I'm a little under the weather. That's why you see old Mr. Gator up there instead of my ugly mug. I'm not feeling too hot. And, I'm sitting in the dark, basically reclined back in my chair. So, why does it say John Cook? Where does it say John Cook, Miss Allie?
As the defendant.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so ETAL stands for all other all other defendants.
Right.
And he just
happened to be the one they highlighted, and then the rest of them they didn't top out.
Mm-hmm. And plus, Lynette's name is so damn long. Who wants to take the time to type out her full freaking name? It's more professional and quicker. Hi, Kim. As the Otter Creek turns. Yes, ma'am, Miss Kasha.
What's happening, Kim? You having a good day there, young lady? You still keeping them on their toes over there in the hater group?
Oh, okay.
Okay, what?
I can't read Army Time, but
Tell me what it is, Mama can.
okay, hang on. The first one for those other documents was at 152753.
Mama, 1527 in military time. 327.
Okay. So this one, the judge's order was at 3:27 p.m.
Now you got to remember that's probably Central Time, so that's 4 something my time.
Yes.
Well, you just now coming in, Chris? We read a new motion from Randy Shochet. Okay.
So an hour ago we got Randy's motion at 2 something.
Now here you go, Georgie. Crash course on military time. 12 o'clock in the afternoon. 1 o'clock. Let's see. 12 o'clock is 12 o'clock, and then 13 is 1 o'clock, 14 is 2 o'clock, and so on. Till you get all the way to midnight, and then it starts back over at 1, 2, 3, 4. You see what I'm saying? So 1 o'clock would be 1,300 hours. Driving them crazy. Go get them, girl. Go get them. I haven't seen Nikki in a while. Is she still over there giving the haters a run for their money?
I don't know. As the shell turns.
Yeah, that's a good one right there.
Has anybody ever clocked Max Lab? Bet you he's averaging under 2 minutes. Unknowing when the docs get posted. Hey, he's quick. That's for sure, because that motion hit and we had it as soon as it hit. As with this. So, Thank you, Landon, for the $2 super chat. Georgie, Mr. Coop, keep up the amazing content.
Thank you, Landon.
Always.
Thank you. Yes, one is 13 heroes. I could never understand it myself. I always got backwards on it. But if that helps you, that helps you.
I just know that when the clock zeroes out, it's midnight.
Right.
Other
Well,
than that, I'm screwed.
from midnight to noon is your little numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so on. From noon to midnight is your 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and so on. Ah, thank you, Kim. I kind of figured something was up. She hasn't been around lately. We missed the old Nikki. I know Georgie said she had some family stuff going on. I think Robert been looking for a little bit here and there too. Slick Chick, what are you lost in the rabbit hole on now?
I'm reading comments. 1600 is 4 p.m. Yeah, but I don't like doing math. So there's that. If I have to do math, then I just rather read a regular clock.
I'm shocked I never could pick it up because the whole family was military and they were always spouting that stuff. But I wasn't taught military in school. I was taught regular clock stuff. So that stuck with me.
So we have some pretty severe storms headed our way this weekend.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, that's going to be fun.
Do we have anything headed this way?
I have no
even,
idea.
I mean, it's nice and sunny today. I mean, my goodness, was it beautiful day out there today. A little windy, but it was beautiful. Well, I don't see anything. Got about a 22% chance on Sunday. Oh, poor little man got him a cough, Mama.
He's had a cough. You want some of your cough spray?
All right, Munchkin girl, I'm going to get off of here and I'm going to go fill up my glass full of cranberry juice.
Alrighty. I'm going to bounce out and never know. We may come back.
Right on, right on. Just go ahead and set up for in the morning. If I can make it, I'll make it. If I can't, I can't.
Okay.
All right. Because that way, if I have to bail on you, you don't have to stop when I stop. You can keep going.
Okay.
All right, kiddo.
All right, everybody show Coop some love.
It's been fun, guys. Thanks for popping in and hanging out with us. Oh, I guess I could go and send these fine folks to somebody else. What do you think?
Do we have anyone else on?
I'm going to go see. We'll go see who we got on. I sent them all to Mo the other day.
We are on pretty early. We got Orf. Daniel's on.
Yeah, we can send everybody to Daniel.
All right, guys. If we have anything else, because you never know with these cases, I will be back. It is still early. If not, Coop and I will see you in the morning. And remember, guys, you are one of a kind and never let anyone dim your light. I love y'all. See y'all in the morning. Bye, guys.
Bruce the Deuce thought he had the game won. Filed his little motions, thought the judge would play dumb. But Mac Dreamy ain't no potted plant no more. He slammed that gavel, kicked Bruce out the door. I'm going through the Big D, and it ain't Dallas. Bruce is crashing like a broke down palace. McDreamy stood up, said, boy, you're through. Your weak little case just won't come through. Bruce cried, but judge, this ain't fair at all. McDreamy just laughed, you ain't got the law. You twist the facts, play dumb on the stand. But I'm running this show, I ain't holding your hand. I'm going through the Big D, and it ain't Dallas. Bruce is sweating like a broke down palace. Big Dreamy stood up, said, boy, you're through. Your weak little case just won't come through. Now Bruce is rocking in the corner real slow. Motions denied, he's got nowhere to go. Tears on his papers, mac and cheese getting cold. Another L for the books, another story told. He tried one last motion, hands shaking real bad. McDreamy just grinned, Bruce, this is sad. You playing checkers, but this here's chess. Find a new gig, cause the law ain't your best. I'm going through the Big D, and it ain't Dallas. Bruce is flopping like a broke down palace. McDreamy's no plan, he's bringing the heat. And Bruce is left rocking in defeat. So Bruce took his binky and waddled away. Another loss, another bad day. McDreamy leaned back, feet up on the stand, said, Bruce, next time have a better plan.